Millions in Syria and Iraq are facing water shortages as the region's longest river, the Euphrates, dries up.
The Euphrates River has been changing for a few years now. Each year, it gradually dries up further, and with it brings big questions and discoveries that no one was expecting. And now, it's happened again. Join us as we dig deeper into what they just discovered in the dried-up Euphrates River, and how it might just change everything. The Euphrates River holds the stories of ancient times, observing the rise and fall of civilizations, and as a witness to history, this river has seen the birth of societies, including the Mesopotamian Empire, which emerged from the fertile region called the Fertile Crescent. This area, nestled between the Tigris and Euphrates rivers, is where humans first developed organized farming. These advances laid the groundwork for current civilizations as people moved from simple crop cultivation to more complex societal structures. The river, a constant through ages, has been a spectator to these transformative human activities. The river's winding journey has been reshaped by the hands of time, human need, and human ambition. The wild nature of the Euphrates River has been tamed and controlled by the people it supports. Now, dams and canals stand along it, showing human control over the environment. These structures change its old path to meet the needs of development. Stretching over 1,740 miles, the river's path runs through the heart of Asia, from the highlands of Turkey through Syria before spilling into the warm embrace of the Persian Gulf in Iraq. The river has undergone significant changes, and it's not the untamed force that once supported the ancient city of Babylon. The Babylonians knew that managing the river was crucial for their success, because its waters had the ability to support life, and, if not controlled, to destroy it. Following the Treaty of Lausanne, the Euphrates River's role as a vital resource for countries turned into a complex issue of distribution. Water, crucial for life, began to be allocated in specific amounts as a result of diplomatic negotiations focused on need and survival. As the river travels through the Middle East, it serves as a reminder that its care is essential for it to continue supporting the surrounding communities. In 1946, an accord established between Turkey and Iraq set the stage for an extended struggle over these precious waters. The Euphrates, caught in the ambitions of Turkey, Syria, and Iraq, found itself ensnared in an ever-tightening grip of dams. Every nation, seeking to satisfy its own water needs, inadvertently took steps that could lead to future disputes. When the power of the river was captured and its flow was under a tight control, Iraq's share of the water became diminished. The once lush and productive soil started to dry up. It became clear that this shortage was not a natural occurrence, but the result of human actions. This led to rising tensions, with Iraq's warning to destroy Syria's Tabqa Dam, casting a shadow over the area. In a fortunate twist, the intervention by global powers diffused the immediate threat. The periodic disputes over the Euphrates waters were early signs of an ongoing and escalating crisis. Countries demanded more water, ignoring the river's declining health. Over time, the Euphrates continued to shrink, with each year marking increased signs of depletion on what was once a powerful river. Who knew what great things would be found if this process continued? The story of the Euphrates is a cautionary tale echoed across the globe. It is a reminder of humanity's relentless consumption and a testament to our disregard for the limits of the natural world. The grand river of the past has now been reduced to a shadow of its previous greatness, which sends a serious warning. As its waters recede, the existence of millions who depend on this age-old river is at risk. Warnings of old times have materialized, and the Euphrates now lies vulnerable with an uncertain future. In the texts of chapter 16 of the book of Revelation, a cryptic tale unfolds around a once grand waterway known as the Euphrates River. The passage speaks of the sixth angel who empties his bowl upon the river, causing its waters to vanish and pave a path for kings of the East. This vision suggests that a transformative prophecy from the Bible is inching closer to reality. The Euphrates, once bursting with life, now lies barren with its lifeblood drained by the very real constructs of modern dams. This situation can be viewed as a blend of old symbolism and contemporary engineering, with the results reflecting those found in sacred writings. For ages, civilizations have thrived on the bounty of the great Euphrates, but its current reduced state is causing widespread concern. But why does this matter so much? The drying Euphrates doesn't just echo biblical prophecies. It holds a warning for the end times and signals the possible return of Christ as interpreted by some faithful. It's no small coincidence that the famed Garden of Eden is believed to lie in the same lands as this storied river. Setting aside the spiritual implications, there's a real danger. The Euphrates is vital to multiple countries, and its diminishing flow could spark serious international conflicts, possibly leading to global unrest. Speaking of prophecies, some even propose that the present conditions in Israel are also the fulfillment of the apocalyptic end of times. Just like the drying Euphrates is alarming for those aware of Scripture, the conditions in Israel are quite the same in terms of consequence. The war in Israel and conflicts involving Hamas are often viewed through various interpretive lenses, including biblical prophecy by some. In Christian eschatology, the rapture is a concept where believers are said to be taken up to heaven. Certain interpretations of biblical prophecy suggest that increasing conflicts in the Middle East, including those involving Israel and Hamas, could signify the approach of end times events, such as the rapture. However, it is important to note that these interpretations are diverse, and not all Christian denominations or theologians agree on the signs or the timeline of such events. The connections between modern-day conflicts and biblical prophecies are often a matter of personal belief rather than universally accepted doctrine. Coming back to the main scene at the Watchers Conference, Joseph Kabbalita, a pastor of the Watchman Ministries, cautioned attendees in Uganda with urgency to heed the omens of a world inching toward its final chapters. The biblical books of Revelation and Ezekiel sketch out looming battles born from the river's demise, which is a fate that demands global attention. Linked in life and now in distress, the Tigris joins the Euphrates. Their dwindling flow affects Kurdistan, where generations have flourished by their banks. With crops withering and despair mounting, a desperate yet ingenious solution emerged: to release the waters of the Mosul Dam reservoir, aimed at reviving the parched lands. What emerged was an unexpected discovery. As the water levels of the reservoir fell, a city lost to history was revealed. It wasn't the first encounter with this submerged city. A drought in 2018 had temporarily revealed it. But time is relentless, and the ruins were submerged once more before they could be fully studied. Now, with this rare opportunity presenting itself again, a team led by Hassan Ahmed Qasim from the Kurdistan Archaeology Organization hurried to investigate. They found themselves exploring the core of what was once the Mitanni Empire, a 3,400-year-old city steeped in history and legend. The archaeologists set out to document their findings before the waters could rise once more. They explored a city that had been prominent until an earthquake around 1350 BCE reduced it to ruins and faded it from memory. However, even through the devastation, the palace walls still stood tall, their sturdy structure graced with remnants of once colorful murals. The mud walls, hardened by centuries of sun exposure, still remain intact, with some reaching as high as today's streetlights, and the colors are still vibrant. In the shadowed remains of an ancient city, archaeologists unearthed a treasure trove of history within the bones of a massive complex. In the ruins of what was once a bustling empire, the team found a large, impressive building that they dubbed the Huge Magazine Building. Ivana Polges, an expert in ancient relics, felt her pulse race at the sight of its majestic architecture, and she believed this was the center of ancient trade. Beneath the layers of time, the team's hands brushed against the curves of ancient vessels. The find was a fleet of sunken ships, unfired clay holding secrets for over 4 millennia. Every tablet promised a glimpse into the everyday life of a city suspended in time, a daily life that continued to whisper across the ages. The intrigue deepened as the researchers uncovered the signature of Gimel Ninkarak, an influential name that once resonated through the streets of Turka. His seal, pressed into the clay, was more than a mark. This simple act of sealing a document had transcended time, allowing the team a fleeting connection with Gimli Ninkarak. Who was this man whose name was etched into eternity? What stories did he tell? As the layers of earth were carefully brushed away, the team of archaeologists felt a pulse of excitement. With each tablet unearthed, the mystery of Jamil Ninkarak and his community deepened. It was becoming increasingly clear that these clay tablets, inscribed with the intricate wedges of cuneiform script, were keys to a forgotten chapter of history.
From these ancient documents emerged a detailed, intimate history. It wasn't about the usual kings and wars that fill history books. Instead, this was an account of the everyday, the challenges and happiness of individuals such as Gimli Ninkarak. These clay tablets were resilient time capsules, unbothered by the millennia that had passed. The inscriptions they found were honest and free from the distortions of ancient spin. They acted as journals, unaltered by the era's ruling powers. The tablets also relayed the experiences of the less privileged, like a girl named Gautam, who faced economic and personal hardship. These accounts confronted the team with the harsh truths of bygone days. Bucalati, who led the excavation, together with Olivia Ruel, the committed epigraphist, reconstructed these fragments of history. Their work opened a window to life in the late 18th century BCE in the city of Turka, animating the private lives of its people and showcasing their tenacity amidst adversity. The fragments of this ancient puzzle suggested that the site might just be the lost city of Zakiku, a bustling center of the once great Mitanni Empire. This empire, founded by the Indo-Iranians, was an expansive force stretching from the Zagros Mountains to the Mediterranean Sea. At its zenith, it was a colossal presence in the region, a force that even the mighty Egyptians knew better than to underestimate in their struggle for control over Syria. The deeper they went, the more the team realized that every shard of pottery, every inscription, every foundation stone was part of a larger story. The significance of Zakiku, its people, and their interactions with the grand empires of the age began to emerge from the dust. As the sun set on the excavation site, casting long shadows over the team's meticulous work, the pieces of the past they had gathered hinted at countless untold stories. The tale of the Mitanni people and their city, a beacon of prosperity, met an untimely silence around 1360 BCE. The Hittite Empire, a force to reckon with, eclipsed Mitanni's once glorious presence, soon after which the Assyrians claimed the dominion, leaving little but legends behind. And so, the city that once buzzed with life gently surrendered to the embrace of the earth, sinking away as if it were a delicate secret the land decided to keep. But time has a peculiar way of revealing its hidden marvels. In a twist of fate, where drought generally spells doom, it sometimes whispers of lost tales waiting to be told. Take, for example, the spellbinding reveal in 2019, when a parched reservoir in Spain drew back its watery curtains to unveil the dolmen of Guadalperal. The awe that gripped onlookers as this ancient megalithic monument, aged between 4,000 to 7,000 years, breathed in the light of the modern sun, could scarcely be put into words. The dolmen, composed of impressive granite blocks, hints at ancient ceremonies and lost existences. These stones reveal much to those curious about the prehistoric people who built such structures, the convictions that drove them, and the traditions that defined their lives. It is not the first time nature has played the role of both destroyer and preserver in the realm of archaeology. The drying beds have offered up not just the dolmen of Guadalperal, but have also peeled back layers to expose other significant vestiges of human ingenuity and endurance across the world. Picture the bustling city that lay under what is now the Musi Dam, full of everyday hustle and bustle before it was hit by an earthquake. The ground's fierce trembling brought down the structures of society. But there's a twist in this devastation. It became the very reason it ended up conserved. The very rubble that marked the city's end also shielded the start of a hidden mystery, undisturbed under the fragments of its ruin. Once filled with the sounds of its residents, the city turned into a quiet crypt. It was covered in a blanket of sand and dust, hiding it from the world. Under this layer of earth, a time capsule formed by accident, keeping the city's riches safe. These quiet ruins protected ancient marvels from the wear of time and modern curiosity. While the city remained undisturbed over the centuries, a collection of remarkable artifacts lingered in the dark. Archaeologists broke through the remnants to uncover traces of a once thriving life. Coins that were currency, vessels that held food, and jewelry that once beautified its people were all items that held stories from long ago. But the city's mysteries do not end with mere objects. There are whispers of greater treasures, one spoken of in hallowed texts and age-old prophecies. Among these is the Euphrates River, famed not just in biblical lore, but in the beliefs held by Muslims. The intriguing hadith that speaks of gold beneath the river's retreating waters teases the imagination with promises of uncovered riches. Does this river, which nourished ancient civilizations, conceal golden secrets within its folds? History tells us that the Euphrates banks were once neighbors to gold mines, wellsprings that adorned empires with their precious ore. Not quite touching the river, yet not far from its nurturing flow, these mines lay in the same breath as the Euphrates itself. Fast forward to today, and the Euphrates still meanders on, now marked by those seeking its concealed riches. Local miners, with basic tools in hand, dig through the riverbed in search of gold dust. So what secrets does the Euphrates keep within its currents? Is there a hidden wealth beneath its surface? Perhaps not as much as one might hope. The presence of gold in the Euphrates has piqued interest, likely due to the erosion of gold-rich rocks upstream. However, the presence of substantial gold deposits along the riverbanks is doubtful, as experts suggest that significant deposits are rarely exposed, hiding instead in the deeper parts of the river or within its bedrock. Nonetheless, the thought of mountains filled with gold veins nearby continues to captivate the imagination.
Myths and ancient texts have long spoken of the Euphrates' secrets, some revealed as the river's waters recede to expose lost civilizations. With such revelations, the anticipation of gold seems almost prophetic. The prospect is as thrilling as it is unsettling. For if such wealth were to emerge, it might ignite conflicts as fervent as the river once was. Imagine the scenarios: a find that reshapes economies, shifts the balance of power, and challenges the very geography of nations. The potential of the Euphrates, quietly coursing through history, may yet write a new chapter. As the Euphrates River whispers its final secrets and retreats to unveil its ancient bed, a lot more than this may emerge from the depths. Imagine walking along the dry riverbanks where water once flowed, and stumbling upon the unexpected fossils and bones, silent narrators of a bygone era. These remnants, etched into the Earth's memory, could tell tales of creatures that once quenched their thirst at these banks. The bones of fish that darted through the waters, the remains of mammals that lingered at the river's edge, and perhaps even the echoes of human life, all waiting to be pieced together to recount their part in the Euphrates' storied past. The mystery deepens as you tread further, where the gentle lap of waves against ancient vessels once resonated. The dried riverbed could reveal the skeletal frames of watercrafts, the Euphrates' long-forgotten tools of trade and transport. Each vessel, whether a grand merchant ship or a humble fisherman's raft, is a ghostly relic hinting at the bustling river life that thrived here centuries ago. These ancient watercrafts, now exposed to the scrutiny of daylight, could provide a silent commentary on the ingenuity and craftsmanship of our ancestors. They stand as testament to the river's role as a highway of commerce and culture, connecting cities and civilizations, carrying stories and goods and shaping the course of human history. The vanishing of the Euphrates is not just the end of a river, but the unveiling of a hidden chapter of our heritage. It beckons the curious and the brave to explore, to uncover and to imagine the vibrant life that once danced upon its waters. As the river gives up its secrets, it invites us on an adventure, a journey into the depths of time and history, where each fossil and ancient vessel is a puzzle piece in the grand mosaic of human existence. Thanks for exploring with us on Beyond Discovery. If you enjoyed these revelations, click now on the next video that pops up on your screen. It's unbelievable